I think you tread into a really dangerous line there. We're back. We're going to talk a little bit more about AI. And I think you tread into a really dangerous line there, because we do so much stuff virtually. It is really hard, I think. I mean, nowadays, I think you still can tell if the person on the other end of the call is an AI or not, but it's not that far away from not being that. And if that person or that bot is really smart in terms of the way in which they're utilizing neurolinguistic programming in order to be able to mimic what you're doing, or to reflect back, or to use all of those techniques, which can be used for good or ill. I think there is a kind of enforced selling, but also there is a capturing of your data that you may not be aware of at that point, in all of those kind of nuances of the things you're doing. Like, I'm moving my hands, I'm nodding my head, all of that stuff. What does that tell you? I'm making interpretations. And I think that, I definitely think that will happen. I definitely think we will see virtual salespeople in that way, if we are not already seeing them. But I think their ability to influence will be much, much greater. And whether you're being influenced or not is, I think, going to be one of the great grey areas of legislation. Because it's easy enough to say, if you're going to use a large language model in your organization, you've got to make sure it doesn't abuse people, you've got to make sure it doesn't swear. But it's much harder to say, you've got to make sure that it doesn't influence people to purchase your product. I mean, I think that's a really difficult thing.
Doing it now, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not. I mean, in a way, it's like like at the moment, Google and Amazon, all those things who target ads to you based on what Facebook target ads to you based on what you're talking about, is like, what seemed so sophisticated a few years ago is now really rudimentary, and the AI is just going to be able to do that on a much, much, much more insidious way, I think.